Hi, my name is Brian with Ace Appliance in Toledo, Ohio, and welcome back to another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com. Alright, here we have an in-state side-by-side refrigerator, and the issue we're having is the complaint was a noisy evaporator fan motor, and what we found was it was from a bunch of ice forming around the fan blades of the motor there, or of the evaporator fan, and the fan blades were hitting the ice and creating all the racket. So we needed to determine what that ice is caused from, and my first guess would be that the ice maker, when it fills, is leaking water and then forming that ice around the fan blades running down the back panel. So first thing I want to do is put the ice maker into a test cycle and let it fill with water so we can see if we have any water dripping down from it. The tools needed for this repair are a flathead screwdriver and a 1/4-inch nut driver. Alright, so what we got to do first is take our cover off for our ice maker. I'm just going to grab the cover and pull it off. Alright, and we've unplugged our refrigerator from the outlet, and we're going to insert our jumper wire on the ice maker between T and H to jump out the thermostat and manually cycle the ice maker. So with our jumper wire in, we'll go ahead and plug the refrigerator back in. And now you can see with our jumper wire in and power back on, the ice maker is rotating, and once you hear the click, which it just clicked a couple seconds ago, you can remove the jumper wire and it'll finish the cycle on its own. So we're just going to wait for it to get to the end of the cycle where it fills with water and see if we can see anything leaking. And the ice maker is filling with water, and I can actually see a couple drops of water that fell behind the back panel there. With this air duct cover removed, you can see to the back through the hole of the back panel up here directly underneath, and there were a couple drips of water that fell, so that's gradually dripping down to our evaporator fan housing and forming refreezing in the freezer here and creating ice that eventually causes the fan blades to hit against and can also cause the fan to stop completely, which would create a symptom of a no cool. Alright, so to gain access to where we've seen that leak dripping from, which is, it was dripping from the fill tube at the very back of the cabinet there. So to get access to that, we're going to take out our ice maker. There's two. There's going to be 3/4-inch screws to take out, one at the bottom of the ice maker here, and then two at the top of the ice maker. Alright, so we got the screws out of the ice maker. Now we can pull it off, or pull the ice maker forward, which will remove the fill tube from the housing that it goes through into the ice maker there. And now we're ready to remove the wiring harness from the ice maker. To do that, we're going to need a flat blade screwdriver. And the front screw of the ice maker you don't have to remove completely. It sits on the ice maker sits on the screw. You just have to loosen it. It's keyed so that the screw slips into the groove of the ice maker there. So we'll grab a flathead screwdriver here, and we're going to push in. The wiring harness comes up to the front area of the ice maker here. There's a white tab on the side, the clip that holds the harness in place. So we'll push in with our screwdriver while we pull out on the wires and remove our harness. And there's the thermal fuse that's clipped on the clip of the ice maker there, right here. So we're going to remove that as well to remove our wiring harness from the ice maker, and the ice maker can be removed now. Alright, so with the ice maker out, we can see this is our fill tube here, which is the path of that the water flows into the ice maker through. There's another tube in the back that sits inside of this tube, and that's the one that comes through the back of the freezer there. The water line to the ice maker actually runs up the back side of the cabinet on the outside of the unit, and then comes in through that tube and then runs along this tube. So we're leaking right at the back wall there, kind of where the two tubes sit inside of each other. So I'm going to remove this 1/4 inch screw to take this off and inspect it for any cracks or holes or anything like that. Alright, so now we can remove this and we can check it for any holes, cracks, or anything. Alright, so the ice maker fill tube checked out okay. I didn't see any cracks or any holes in it. So the next thing to take a look at would be our fill tube that comes into the front half of the fill tube back there, sticking through the cabinet, and just make sure that it's you know, that it's secure, that it's no holes or cracks in that. And you also want to make sure that that is coming through the freezer as far as it can. You want to go to the back of the unit and just make sure it's pushed through the freezer all the way into the inside there, that it's not loose or pushed back out. Alright, everything looked good for the most part. No holes or cracks, anything like that would be causing a leak. So we just readjusted our fill tube there to make sure it was slanted good and it was seated good and everything. So we're going to reassemble everything and check it for leaks again. First thing we'll do is go ahead and put our 1/4 inch screw back in place. Go ahead and put the wiring harness back into the ice maker. Snap it in so that the locking tab snaps into place, and reinstall the thermal fuse into its clip. And then bring the fill tube here through the hole of the ice maker fill cup. And now we're going to place the front of the ice maker keyed slot here onto our front screw. And we can go ahead and install the rear screw and tighten up the front screw. And also reinstall our bottom screw. The smaller length of the 3 screws goes onto the bottom. So now we're going to run a test cycle with the ice maker again. So we're going to unplug it and insert our jumper wire just like before. Plug it back in. Wait till the ice maker clicks, remove our wire, and wait until it fills. And then we'll check for leaks. See, the ice maker starts rotating again, going through its cycle. It just clicked. Remove the wire. And a couple minutes here, it'll fill with water. Alright, so now it's filling with water. We just want to look in the back for any leaks. I didn't see any drips through the hole there. We're just going to feel around back there with our hand. And everything looks good. I don't see any leaks, so it's just a matter of adjusting the fill tube a little bit so that the water flows straight down the path it's supposed to and doesn't get in between the 2 tubes where they meet together and leak down the back wall there, which created the whole problem here. So we'll button it back up, and that will take care of our repair. Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com.